certainly. My voice is not at its best, so that'll make me be even shorter. Thank you, Senator Graham. I think having a statesman such as Senator Graham here in support of this effort really shows the importance of this education program and process. As Scott said, I'm Gwen Young. I'm the president-elect of the Florida Bar. I think this program to reach out to Florida's program is really going to be a multifaceted program that will incorporate many different messages to share this message with the voters in Florida. I think this grassroots outreach is important to all Floridians and to our success, and we're really pleased to have this outstanding group of statewide partners to work with us, including the Florida League of Women Voters, the National Bar Association, as Scott mentioned, the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and we're happy to have today Lazaro Mood, Juliet Rulak, and Steve Zak, who, as president of the ABA, has just been a tremendous advocate for access to the courts in this process. So with that, I'm going to step back and ask Mr. Muir to come forward.
Welcome. My name is Lazaro Mood. I am the chairman of the Florida State Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Not to bore you, we started our organization in the year 2000 as the state's only business advocacy, specifically focused on Hispanic business owners. And today we are the voice of over 3 million Hispanics in our state capital. We are the voice of over 350,000 Hispanic business owners with millions of employees. And we have affiliations with over 150 statewide local chambers. Because of our reach, it is so important for us to support this cause. We're very proud to work with the Florida Bar on this matter. And we ask every organization in the state of Florida that has contacts with voters in the state to take up the cause. A well-informed voter is the best type of voter we can have in this state. Asegurarnos de que tengamos un sistema judicial imparcial y competente es lo más importante que podemos lograr. Esto nos afecta a todos en la Florida, del estado de la Florida. Y por eso, para nosotros, esto es una prioridad. Muchas gracias.
Good morning. My name is Juliet Rolak, and I'm a member of the Florida Bar Board of Governors as well as the National Bar Association. Why are we here? Why am I here? It is because it is so important to maintain the co-equal and separate branches of government, which play a critical role in preserving the function of our democratic process. As a proud member of the Florida Bar and an attorney, I embrace all efforts of the Florida Bar and all that they're making today to educate all Florida's voters about the election of judges. Leadership means recognizing and responding to the needs of Florida's citizens, regardless of ethnicity, background, and experience. We cannot ever settle for the status quo. The leadership of the Florida Bar is educating and dedicating important resources to ensure that all Floridians are provided with accurate information that is crucial to their decision-making processes in the November 2012 election. The votes in your court will provide information on the justices and judges whose names appear on the ballot, as well as the process of merit retention for voters to fully understand their role before they vote for candidates. Our goal is to increase voter awareness and participation in the election process of judges and whose decisions can impact the everyday lives of Floridians. Education and outreach are important building blocks to this process. The Florida Bar has assembled a strong team to work through the best options available to communicate the history and process of merit retention and its role in ensuring fair and impartial courts throughout Florida. I look forward to contributing my support to this very important team's effort. Thank you.
It is now a distinct privilege to introduce a great friend of justice in Florida and in the nation, Association, Stephen Zach, who importantly was the youngest president ever of the Florida Bar. And he's going to share some perspective from the national scene relative to the ABA's perspective on this very important issue. Mr. Zach.
Thank you, Scott. It's a pleasure to be here representing the American Bar Association. The American Bar Association is made up of 400,000 lawyers. It is the largest voluntary association in the world. And for decades, it has been on the record in support of merit retention. Recently, it conducted a 2-year survey of every state in the nation about the differences regarding merit selection versus the political process. And in every regard, merit selection was superior. It issued a report called Justice in Jeopardy, which is online for any of the media who may be interested in reading it, and any of the folks here who would like to study more about merit selection. Why is this year different than other years? Why are we so concerned? Well, we have a number of things that have changed. Citizens United and the super PACs are now part of the political landscape in America, and that includes the judicial landscape. You heard Scott talk about $60 million in expenditures for judicial retention elections. In years past, $6,000 was a lot of money. But because we have that new dynamic where you have political action committees coming into states, which by and large are always anonymous, coming in and targeting judges, we are in a different situation. We have to look at what happened in Iowa recently. Iowa had 3 judges who were targeted because of a terrible thing they did. They followed the United States Constitution. They followed the Iowa Constitution. And they were part of a unanimous decision of that court that certain people disagreed with. They were targeted by interest groups, and they were removed from office. Merit selection, at the end of the day, is about awareness. Awareness of voters about who they're voting for. You'll hear people on the other side say often, don't let them take your vote away from you. That's what you hear. Well, first of all, there is no them, there's only us. And there is no informed vote, generally speaking. When you have in Dade County, you could have 50 to 100 judges who run for office after the President of the United States, and we have a presidential election this year where most people will be focusing their attention, the United States Senate, and then the local elections. By the time you get to the judges, one, there's very little knowledge about those judges, and second of all, there's very, very little opportunity to find out much more about them. You can call lawyers in your family and friends, and they won't even know who some of these judges are if they're being elected. In merit retention, you have the assurance that they were put on the bench based on merit and not political considerations. It is because of those and other issues that we're facing today that the Florida Bar has stepped up to the plate, and those around us. And this is, you can see the whole community, the Cuban American Bar, the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Every aspect of our community is committed to this process. Now what's important is that each of us go out and also be committed, and the media take the message that merit selection and retaining judges who have been determined to have merit is essential to our democracy. Thank you.